I don't see it. Oh, this meeting's being live streamed.
I can call this meeting to order. I'm show it's 7:04. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag. Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Appreciate it, virtually and in person. A little bit back to normal. So with that, roll call, please.
Lauren Cieslak. Here. Dale Klein.
Here.
Jillian Emmer. Here. Jason Bancroft.
Here.
Christy Cooper. Carol Cunningham.
Here.
Sean McGinley. Donald Canto.
Here.
Dwayne Dietrich.
Present. I noticed we had an executive session for legal and personnel reasons. We held that at 5:30 this evening, prior to a retiree reception. Moving on, presentations by audience input on the agenda items. We have no input on the agenda items. Seeing none, move right into the administration board session reports. Academics ed. Thank you very much. Quick academics update. Our middle school and high school social studies textbooks are on this evening's agenda for final consideration. The textbooks are available for review for 30+ days. Second, summer professional development is underway. On June 7th and 8th, we have 10 teachers participate in Apple Teacher Professional Development and earn their Apple Teacher Certificate of Recognition. And number 3, our Sheckler and middle school summer learning challenges for students began on Monday, June 7th, and will run through July 30th. Check out the CASD website and the board building Facebook pages for more information. Students have the opportunity to earn lots of great prizes, water bottles, Catty t-shirts, and awesome gift cards. On behalf of okay, so finance. Finance, nothing in addition to really the budget, the final budget consideration for this evening. Again, the budget is a no tax increase in Lehigh County, which is Catasauqua and Hanover Township. It's a slight reduction in the North Catasauqua with an Hampton County tax rate so the same as it was last month. No changes there. The only adjustments are related to some last minute grants that we were able to wrap into the budget before we got the final approval. And then we had some salary movements that were wrapped in there associated with grants. That's all I have for finance.
The homestead, which is on the agenda, is that pretty similar to what we had other years?
That is,
Yes.
I think it's very similar. Right?
It is very similar.
That's right.
So I know one of the fears that we all talked about was, if there's not enough dollars put into the Act 1 pot for tax reduction, for a homestead reduction or homestead exemption, especially with gambling dollars being so much less, would that impact that? So if you had less of a homestead exemption, that you could literally keep your taxes the same, you can get less tax relief through the Act 1 index or through the Act 1 homestead relief, and it would look like taxes went up. That's not the case. So the state filled that offer. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly if they used COVID relief dollars or whatever, but those coffers are full, and we received a very similar.
We live in this by about $1,000 more, and the number of homesteads, they changed a few, but not, and there's nothing dramatic. It's like $288 for Lehigh County, and Northampton County is through this. I had $283, so it's very similar. There wasn't much change in.
That's all I have for finance. Any additional questions? See, you did so during the first two, you did the other one. Move along here. Building and grounds. Thank you. Summer projects have begun. Our last day of school was last Friday before. So, we have our crews beginning their summer projects. We have a significant amount of furnishings and furniture that needs to be kind of reallocated into the COVID movements to reduce class size and increase class space. And now as we're moving into next year, with hopefully very few COVID-related adjustments, we're moving things back into those areas. So that's, it's a lot of work, quite honestly, but they've already begun that work. Our middle school lockers, if you recall, the 8th grade locker section is being replaced. The 8th grade lockers are already out. And I'm not sure what the anticipated date. It's always early July that the new ones come in.
We requested whether we'll get our request. We asked for delivery July 1. We ordered it back in April with a request, and we're still holding on to the hope that they'll come in July 1.
Just a reminder, our maintenance crew is installing them, saves us a good $15,000-$20,000 by having our guys install. So that's a positive. But that's moving right along. At Sheckler, we just completed the pressure test. If you remember, we talked about some water infiltration issues in a couple of areas around Sheckler. And today was the pressure. The days kind of just merged together, but honestly, so they completed the pressure testing and identified the areas that we need to address. The areas that we need to.
Sorry.
Thank you. So that pressure testing was completed. So now we're looking for the proposal to take care of those issues. If you remember, that was a budget item that we had for the budget. So I'm really confident that it's going to come in under budget for those repairs. So we'll get that final. I'll send that out when we have it. We had some pavement repair at the high school. As you may know, there are some groups of people that walk around the sidewalk area of our high school, and so there are very astute at informing us when there is a sidewalk that is out of alignment, and we had a few of those, so we just took care of that. And stage curtains came down. Just a lot of stuff happening. So, we're fortunate we have an early start for the summer work, June, early June. So we have high hopes of getting completely finished. So that's those kinds of items. And Jamie has joined us from Dewey Engineering to give us I asked him to give us a brief update on the stadium and field house project. And go to the mic?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, please.
Turn it on.
That way they will hear you, out in virtual land.
You have to turn it on.
I have to turn it on.
Yeah.
How's that work? Got me?
Go closer.
You hear me okay?
Yeah.
Raise it. It's like karaoke. Karaoke.
There you go.
Great, great. Geez, I haven't done this live in a while. So good to see you. Quickly on Alumni Field, the project, as you see in the pictures that I distributed tonight, is moving right along. There are a lot of moving parts and pieces. And the first thing that I'd like to compliment the board on is its decision on how the procurement was done, because if you've watched the news in the last month, 2 months, or if you've gone out and tried to buy a 2x4, the prices of everything have skyrocketed. This board locked into the cost of Alumni Field way back in December, essentially. And I think that saved you a lot of money. It's also given you the best contractors in order to perform the work. So far, so good there. On the stadium front, we have lots of different fronts. As you see in the pictures, the field is going along right now. We're excavating. There's a big bathtub out there. That's a technical term. That's your stormwater basin that's under the field. So stone will be filled in there. There'll be an impervious liner that goes across the entire field. and that'll set the stage for bringing the entire field up to grade, getting ready for turf. The bleacher work is underway. The bleachers are being fabricated for the visitor side. We should see a mobilization shortly on the home side for all the ADA improvements there. Oddly, the new stadium lights are here. They're on site, they've been delivered, and they've been put together. Now, that's all fun and games because we also have the cellular providers to deal with, and we're actually working with them to coordinate temporary shutdowns so we can get up and put the lights in place. And because you don't want to make everything very simple, one of the providers wants to replace all of their equipment on one of the poles, and they've asked us to provide a new pole for them, which they will pay for. So we're in the process of finding a pole here at the last minute so that they can do that. On the power front, we've talked to you about the electrical challenges associated with the project, and it's good to report that PPL has already installed their new service for the site. The new pole is installed out on Walnut, and that's gone well. Also included in your photos are pictures of the soils spoil site over in Northampton Borough. Again, thanks to them, all of those soils have been taken off-site at really reduced cost, and that operation is going well. Hopefully you've seen street sweepers employed by both Skepton, Catasauqua Borough, and maybe even Northampton Borough, who've been trying to keep the roads clean for all the residents. I was out there today and saw those street sweepers working. A thunderstorm here and there also helps. So that's pretty much the sum up. We are inside the field house now. There's a couple of pictures there. The interior walls of the field house are gone. Much of the interior slab is gone, and the plumbing is now going in. The area for the addition has been cleared and stripped. We're about to excavate for footings there. We delayed that because steel and procuring the steel was a little bit of a problem, but that steel is now underway and delivered. I took the one photo in there, primarily I think for you, Dale. We're far away out there. So hopefully you can see our batter boards that are there. I think we were very cautious, thanks to your recommendations, making water. So we're steaming along well. From a schedule standpoint, I think we'll be very tight on the field house. And then the only straggler with respect to the track and field may be the surfacing of the track, which may move into the fall based on everything that we've done. So the field would be available for play, would be available for practice. We just need to squeeze in time to put the track surface down. We're shooting to pave, which is an asphalt pave first, probably about mid-July at this point. We're shooting for the first week of July and then put the track surface on quickly thereafter. We've lost a little bit of time, so we might play with the track surfacing a little bit. And I'll keep you up to date as we move along there. Questions?
The drainage, is it just gonna be in the hole, or is it underneath the hole?
For the field?
Yeah.
So there's under drains
Yeah.
that direct everything into the underground basin. The underground basin is not the full size of the field, it's
Okay, it's
smaller.
just that hole that's on the.
Right, and then there's
side.
then it's held there, and there's a restrictor plate, and then it slowly is released into the burrow system.
And what are these?
I tried as the best I could to make good pictures of the lights for you, but they are wrapped and protected in plastic. But those are the light bands. If you look under the bleachers there, they're there and they're stacked, ready to go. The assembly is started.
It's pretty awesome because you have the degrees on each light and how it's supposed to turn, and they just do it and then just show you that.
The
Yeah.
new poles at the same height,
New pole, same height. Yeah.
because that would affect.
So Musco, the manufacturer of the lights, poor Tommy got a call out of the blue from one of the cellular providers and said, we want to replace all of our equipment. And in order to do that, there's a little bit more equipment, it weighs a little more. We feel necessary to replace one of the poles, which is a good thing. The original poles, one of the other providers had done that previously.
Right, we have 3 original and 1 replaced.
So you can imagine the phone call I got from Tommy asking for, a pole to appear out of nowhere.
Well, and they wanted to install in September.
Right.
They didn't know
After
anything
we were done.
Yeah, they didn't know anything was going on. Yeah.
It's called the F2 pole, so it's the one behind the band concessions shed. Okay, there's been some confusion on that, but we're sorting it out with the Sprint T-Mobile banner. But That's the pole, and that's the toughest one to get to. So that's why it's important to get that pole here. So Musco, the lighting manufacturer, that was my first call. Tommy calls me in a panic. I call Musco in a panic. And they say, we can provide a pole. And so that is in the works. And so timing is the only thing that we're working on there to make sure that that works. The idea is to at least get the pole in place, and then we can deal with all the rest as far as the cellular.
I have one more question. The area where we're gonna have the shop put in there, are we gonna cut that? I mean, it's,
We,
The grass.
we did,
it's really long now.
we did, okay, so I'll just answer that. We did, and then they put all the stakes there. I called our, Zach from the lawn company, and he's gonna meet me there either tomorrow or Monday. Because I got a call from a neighbor, because what happened was, we basically said to them, don't cut anything inside, because we're under construction. And then we realized that certain areas are out of control, so they're gonna, when I meet with him, there's the fence line, like back behind those houses, and then I talked to Mike Hartney, who's with Dewey, he's like the on-site guy today, and we'll figure out how to cut that, and what they want us to do with that, as well as this little area along Walnut Street that's now sort of overgrown. So, but there's stakes on the, you're talking practice.
Yeah,
practice,
I mean,
there's stakes all,
Obviously, we will,
Right.
we don't want to disturb the state.
right,
But I think we should try to cut the field.
well, right.
The neighbors are not gonna be happy.
Yeah, that's, so, he's either gonna be there tomorrow or Monday, depending on the weather, so that's where we go with that.
Thank you.
Great, thanks very much. I think I'll see the design committee for a tour next week.
Yeah, let's just make sure the availability is actually there. Dale's a no. It was Wednesday at 8 AM. No,
I can't.
Don can't, it's a little tight.
No.
Okay, we'll reschedule another time. then. I'll be in touch.
Good to see you. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Jane.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Steve.
All right.
Just as a reminder, if, when you're speaking, just make sure we get into a microphone, that way our folks in,
That's on Wednesday.
the like interwebs can hear us. So, moving on, speaking of the interwebs, Mr. Nerd, policy. I believe he's done
We have nothing new for this evening.
Nothing new, he said.
nothing new. He said from the speaker. Next up, athletics. Mr.
Yes.
Long.
Thank you. We had our all sports award ceremony last Wednesday. We had a great turnout of student athletes and a great turnout of parents. It was probably the best attended one we've had. We seniors have to come to get their Booster Club blanket. If they don't get it. And we actually had, I think, one kid that didn't make it out of the entire senior class athletes, which is probably the best we've ever had. I think, the coaches did a nice job. I think it went really well. It was about an hour and 20 minutes, and I was really happy with the turnout. Immediately following the award ceremony, we had a brief signing ceremony for 4 of our seniors: Austin Brett, Brianna Brinkley, Destiny Montanez, and Lexi Ruschatz, who are continuing their athletic careers in college. So that was neat. We actually the timing was good because the stage was set up for graduation, so we used that area to do the signing ceremony. So obviously that 2021 season ended, school year ended. We started summer workouts. Boys and girls basketball are in summer league. Still Hockey's in the summer league, and boys or girls soccer are playing as well. Lehigh Valley Health Network is offering free physicals at many of their locations. We still are not doing physicals on site like we have done in the past. So hopefully at some point in the future, we get back to doing those on site because it makes it easier for a lot of our parents and kids to be able to get them there. But the ability to get a free one at their locations has worked out really well. The only thing on the agenda tonight under the coaches, and I don't know if Dale, you probably picked this up in the executive, Taylor Cunningham is on there to be approved as an assistant girls soccer coach. Can we take that off? We do not have a head coach right now, and we have posted the position, so we don't want to hire.
Is she aware? I mean, we don't want to.
No,
I
I thought she's,
Okay.
I said the deadline for applications is, I think, Monday the 14th.
So you've spoken with her.
Yeah, I've seen her. She's been at summer league.
We just don't want her to feel like,
No, she,
so we're gonna take her off.
yes, please.
Any questions?
Can I add a person on there, Bob, if that's possible? An existing person that we missed in the process that I didn't think was helping. Brian Monahan, who's assistant football volunteer. Is that, I mean, if not, we'll just approve him in August. I don't care.
That's not a lot of forms, but I'm assuming.
Well, no, he's good. He just, all his stuff, it was just, I didn't think he was helping because his son graduated, but he is. So I mean, if we don't, we don't.
What, are you okay with that?
We don't have any meeting in July, so I'd like to see it.
Right.
Put on.
Okay, so we'll add.
He stopped going out just to sign paperwork for a golf tournament and he said, well, no, I want to continue. And then he goes, I thought I sent it in. And I'm like, well, no, I thought you can't. So,
I'm good with it. So noted when we get to that.
okay, thank you for that.
What's the name again?
Brian Monahan, Monahan. Don, help me out here.
That's correct.
You, who's the club executive officer? People? Okay. Thank you.
Your mic next time.
Any questions for Mr. Moore? Thank you.
I'm getting texts from people.
So all I heard was thank you.
Yes, yes. That's right. All right, so
Probably the same text with people on Saturday that the audio wasn't working on the live stream.
So then I'm up next, Carbon Lake Intermediate Union number 21. Wrapping up the year, we did have a meeting on May 17th, which I did attend virtually. Business as usual at the IU, so nothing really new to report for tonight. Questions? I know it's a very good report. Seeing none. Next up, Borough of Catasauqua, Mr. Hine.
Yes, I attended several borough meetings over the last month or so. I try to get to every one now, even the committee meetings on May morning too, and, you know, because things come up. But the only thing that's pertaining to the school district is the project on 14th Street, you know, the property that we're selling to the developer. They're going to be at the June Planning Commission. They were actually at the workshop this past month, and they're coming back to the June planning meeting. It appears the borough is very cooperative with them, and they were being very cooperative with the borough too. So that looks like that's really progressing well. And after that planning commission meeting, as long as everything goes fine, and it appears it will, they will be probably getting approval in July, you know, for the project across the street. Now, the project is going to be 36 homes. It's actually expanded from, you know, when we actually spoke to the people about the property. And I asked them about a bus making a you know, turn at the end of the street. They said that's no problem at all. And the only comment was from the police chief saying that if a lot of students come out of that project, we would maybe, he would suggest maybe considering another crossing guard in that area, because their driveway will be up from the one at Bridge at 14. So it's a possibility. There could be one more crossing guard added, you know, to our rolls, which we pay half and the borough pays half of those wages. But we'll have to see what happens, you know, with how many students come out of it. And as for the busing, there probably would be no middle school or elementary school busing. So it would just be high school students that would be bused on that project. And the only other thing was Ray Street is going to be resurfaced this summer. So we're going to have our trouble under Ray Street again. And next year, they're going to start the expansion with the lights and the widening. So next year, Ray Street will be messed up. And then the following year, they're going to redeck the Ray Street Bridge, the big bridge. So for the next 3 years, Ray Street will be a problem. Luckily, the resurfacing is just going to be this summer. That's it.
Good, very good. Questions for Mr. Hine? Seeing none, moving on, Borough of North Catasauqua, Mr. Ashok.
Yeah, thank you. So I received the notes from the borough meeting, and the one that really stands out is and it actually is in the morning call today, is the DNL planning. It's multi-municipal planning, and they actually do have a survey out there right now of what the residents of, we did this right, East Allen Township, Hanover, Catasauqua, North Catasauqua, Northampton, what they want to see down there at the colony of River Central. So with that in mind, it's a Survey Monkey that's actually in the morning call. There's a link in there, and I started it. It's actually pretty detailed of what questions are there and what residents here want to see. There's also things that questions are asking about things that we're seeing right now that are disturbing. Right off the bat is the truck traffic, the warehousing, things like that are, talking to people that are bothering, the residents in this area, even though it's great for the area, it is also, on the flip side, it's a hard pill to swallow for some residents. So I'm on it right now. It's a great article. It was in today. It's titled River Central, you have LA, Pennsylvania, attention Catty and Northampton area residents. Planners want your input on the future of your communities. And I know Pete Paone, president of our North Catasauqua borough, is a strong advocate and really is, he is really deeply involved. And if you've gone down to Main Street there in North Catty, you'll see right there borough, our borough department down there. They're moving ahead with everything designed. So it's really, I think it's fantastic for this area with everybody that's coming in, and it just really gives us a nice heartbeat to the community when it comes to the recreational aspect of our health and well-being. So that was the big thing.
Thank you. Any questions from Mr. Ashok? Seeing none, Hanover Township, Ms. Reed.
I don't have anything tonight from them.
Okay, very good. Next up, PSB liaison update, Mr. Canto.
No report this evening.
All right. Next up, Lehigh Career and Technical Institute update, Ms. Cunningham.
Yes, if you didn't see the senior video, you can go to lcti.com. That's all.
Thank you. Questions from Ms. Cunningham? Seeing none. Our student reps.
They're graduated, they're not coming back. Same story every show.
We do have, and I'll make sure that we'll mail it to them, I think, unless you have it, if you're able to get it to them. We do have gifts in recognition of their service as representatives to the board. I'll give these to you, Adam, maybe, and I'll forward Tristan, Janessa.
Okay. That'll do it for the board discussion reports. We're going to move on to item number 7, approval of minutes from prior meetings. Item A is the school board meeting held on May 11. Without objection, I'm going to start combining some items here. Item 8, approval of treasurer's report for May of 2021. Item 9, approval of budget transfers May of 2021. Number 10, approval for payment of all AP bills June of 2021. Item 11, approval to ratify all expenses other than AP May of 2021. Item 12, approval to run manual checks on June 28th, 2021 for end of year. Item 13, approval for payment of all AP bills on July 15th, 2021. Ratification will then be requested in August of 2021. And I'll stop there.
So moved, Cunningham. Second, Jillian.
Thank you. Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this is a roll call, please.
Yes, Jason Backshaw,
Yes.
Jillian Emmert,
Yes.
Carol Cunningham.
Yes.
Dale Heim,
Yes.
Donald Panto,
Yes.
Lauren Cieslak,
Yes.
and Dwayne Dietrich.
Yes. Moving on, item 14, financial. Without objection, I'm going to combine the financial items as well. So 14A is the resolution for the final adoption of budget for the 2021-2022 school year. Item B is the final adoption of the cafeteria fund budget for 2021-2022. Item C, approval of financial institutions. Item D, approval renewal of the many service contracts that are listed. Item E, recommended insurance quotes. Item F, the approval of the 2021-2022 CASD Health and Safety Plan in accordance with the updated PPE requirements guidelines. Item G, approval of lunch prices for the 21-22 school year. And we'll stop there. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Cunningham.
Second, Colleen.
Questions, concerns? Comments? Seeing none. Ms. Tudor, the roll call, please.
Carol Cunningham.
Yes.
Jason Barshaw.
Yes.
Dale Hein.
Yes.
Lauren Cieslak.
Yes.
Jillian Emer.
Yes.
Donald Canto.
Yes.
And Dwayne Dietrich.
Yes.
Thank you, board, for your support on the development of the budget for 21-22. Thank you. Thank you, Lois, for your work on that. For those that. No.
Yeah, bad stuff. Okay. Moving on to personnel, item 15A, retirement. B, we have some resignations here. C, removal of following substitute employees for the 2021 school year. Nomination for appointment on item D. Mentor teachers, item E. Item F, appointment of extracurricular positions for the 2021-22 school year with the addition of Brian Monahan as an assistant football coach volunteer and the removal, or at least the tabling of sorts, of item 18 for Kayla Cunningham, the assistant girls soccer coach. We'll stop there. By the motion.
So moved, Cunningham. Second, Jillian.
Thank you. Questions, concerns, comments? Seeing none. This too is a real call, please.
Carol Cunningham.
Yes.
Jillian Emer.
Yes.
Donald Canto.
Yes.
Dale Hein.
Yes.
Lauren Cieslak.
Yes.
Jason Barshaw.
Yes.
And Dwayne Dietrich.
Yes.
If we may, I'd like to take a couple minutes and recognize some of our new hires that we have in the audience. First of all, congratulations to all of you. We are thrilled to have you. You've been through a very exhaustive process, and I honestly can say we obtained the best of the best. There's no question. Earlier, I talked about culture and how that builds capacity. That also turnkeys into attracting the top people to our organization. And I think that's who you have in front of you. So I'm going to just turn to a couple principals so they can introduce their folks here, and you're welcome then to say a few words to the board if you'd like. Melissa, start with you.
We have Emily D. Oliveria with us. And Emily, I've heard you go by a nickname that was like Dio. So our kids are going to know you as Miss Dio. So Emily comes to us from Salisbury. As a graduate of Salisbury, and she will work, as an instructional assistant there at Salisbury, and then on to a charter school, most recently in the Philadelphia area. And she is a head girls soccer coach for Juarez College, which is an actual preparatory high school. So I know that Emily is quite interested in continuing her coaching expertise here with us at Soccer. Thank you. Just like Tom. And so Emily is proud to be able to hang up some blue and white to be brown and white to be a Rough Rider. So we're excited to have her as our phys ed teacher at the middle school. So we'd like to welcome you, Emily, to the district.
Congratulations.
Next, if I can introduce James Luchansky. I know James, 10 years ago, I hired James as an instructional assistant working with our emotional support classroom. And he did a fantastic job. So when James applied for the 6th grade elementary position that we have, 6th grade, which is the middle school position that we have, I look back at James' application that he submitted, and there was my letter of recommendation. So James come full circle, come back to us as a teacher. He has a degree, master's degree at Lehigh University, and also some expertise working at the Hillside School District. So we are really proud to have James come back to us as a Rough Rider. So we'd definitely like to welcome James. Thank you. And Tom Leeds is on, he's virtual. So if you are logged in at all, you'll see Tom Leeds is joining us from home.
Hello.
But will be, at this point, I don't know, Tom, are you thinking of relocating or are you staying in Stroudsburg?
I think about coming down. That'll be great.
Awesome. I know there's a couple of pieces that are for sale in Catty, just so you know.
All right.
And I just wanted to read one of the items that Tom wrote in his application that really just stuck out to us. He wrote that I often reflect on how rewarding this career has been so far. Every morning, I am so grateful that my life's journey has brought me there. My favorite part of my job is making meaningful connections with students, seeing their eyes light up with my lessons, and witnessing the development of our future generations. And I think that is just testimonial to the type of person that Tom is. And we really thoroughly enjoyed his interview, and we're looking forward to him coming to Catasauqua and being a Rough Rider. So we might have a nice warm welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Mr. Scott?
Michael, sorry. All right, good evening. First, I would like to introduce Stephanie Covell. She is going to be our new guidance counselor at the high school. Stephanie is coming to us from the Lehigh Valley Charter High School for the Arts. I got it right? Okay, in Bethlehem. She's worn many hats there, including guidance counselor as well as director. And she's also been a longtime assistant softball coach at Lehigh University. So we're very excited to have her. I know she's going to be replacing Eric Snyder, our living legend that we have at the high school. But we're pretty excited about this. We had over 30 applicants for the high school guidance counselor position. We interviewed 8 people to start, and we got it down to a list of 4. And when it was over, it was quite clear Stephanie was the person for us. So she'll be joining us very soon. So. I think there's an unwritten rule somewhere that there has to be a Snyder working at Catasauqua High School at all times. So tonight we have Mark Snyder here, who's Eric's brother, for those of you who do not know. So as he leaves, we are welcoming another one. Mark Snyder is going to be teaching chemistry for us, and he's taught chemistry for many years at Salisbury High School. So we are stealing another person. I don't have any nice recommendation letter stuff to read, but I will say that their high school principal did threaten me after Mark was coming. So Heather was quite, threatening. So anyways, I know we hired a good guy when the principal lets you know that she wants to arm wrestle you the next time she sees you because of this. So this is Mark Snyder.
Congratulations, everyone. We're thrilled to have you guys this fall.
And if I could just make a note regarding Kelly. Kelly Sarahwine, you approved tonight for the 5th, 6th grade learning support position. And Kelly comes from the Carlisle School District. She knows Colleen Machette, who we stole from the Carlisle School District last year. So she came with a high recommendation. So we interviewed her, and we were just thrilled with Kelly and her passion and her love for special education. So we can't wait to have her. And when I called her principal looking for a reference and some background information on Kelly, the first thing he said was, "I'm so heartbroken." So we are so happy to have Kelly. Just wanted to let you all know about Kelly.
And just want to recognize Jacqueline Garner as well. So she'll be a special ed teacher at Scheckler. She obviously, if you know this, her mother works in our building, so she's half the teacher as her mother. We're in great shape, and we're happy to welcome Jacqueline to our team. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, very good. Moving on. Item 16, curriculum. This
you'll see the final approval under item A of your textbooks for both the social studies for both the middle school and the high school. Combining that with item 17, board approvals A, the seamless summer option of school meal service. Item B, approval of homestead and farmstead exclusion resolution of 2021-2022. Item C, a resolution as a equal opportunity employer. And last but not least, item D, approval of the additional revised meeting of bus stops, but there are none. So we'll stop there.
So
I have a motion.
Cunningham.
Second, Cecil.
Thank you. Questions, concerns, comments? Seeing none. This is a roll call, please.
Lauren Cecil.
Yes.
Jillian Emer.
Yes.
Dale Pine.
Yes.
Jason Bashaw.
Yes.
Carol Cunningham.
Yes.
Donald Canto.
Yes.
And Dwayne Dietrich.
Yes. Thank you. Moving on, item 18, old business. Is there any old business that we have to attend to? I don't believe there is. Moving on to item 19, new business. Any new business? Seeing none. We're going to go ahead and combine items 20, accommodations, information items, correspondence, and stop there. And we'll start with Ms. Cochran.
I'm just glad tonight is over and that may be the last of our live video streaming. But we are having a good start to the summer school year. I'll let Paul expand a little bit based on his, how many days with us?
7 days, yeah. So I have a lot to bring to it, but yeah, we're moving along forward and getting ready for the next year.
Mr. Hoffman.
Oh yeah, just a couple notes here. We had a very safe and efficient end to the school year. We had iPad collection this year. I'd like to thank all the teachers and staff who took care of that. Our secretaries are already calling for any missing items, so we're on top of that already. The 2 online teachers at Sheckler next year are communicating with the online parents this week regarding expectations and setting the stage for that already for next year. We started and almost have finished class placements, so we're waiting for the rollover to take place. I'd like to thank Catty Fire Department for helping with our fourth grade egg drop. And thank you to the Shepherd teachers and staff for donating money for a prize to the golf tournament coming up this weekend. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will save my comments for when we're finished. I have a video that I'd like to present to the board that was made by James Snyder. And I don't know if anybody happened to see it on his Instagram or his Facebook page, but he put together a video that just testimonial of a tribute to the school year. So
We'll do that after the meeting. We'll just have it playing then, if that works. And whoever's sticking around, you can watch it. Hey, yeah, I told Melissa it's either you give an update or you show the video. That's not
clearly, that's what he said.
Where? I'm just trying to get a few words in.
Thanks. Okay. That being said, Mr. Schnud.
No video, sorry.
No video, sorry.
No, I did want to say, I did want to say that Catty High School is one of 7 schools in Pennsylvania that was recognized for winning Career Ready PA Backpack Challenge. This recognition was given to any school who completed 100+ digital badges for students' career portfolios, and Catty High School was able to do 134. And as a result, we're one of only 7 schools that are being recognized for this. They've sent us a banner. There's going to be some social media promotions as a result of this. A lot of that was coordinated by Ashley Schmidt and our advisory. And they did a fantastic job because we did it at the time of year nobody wanted to do anything, which was May. And some of the students were recognized as well for their efforts, one of which by Allegheny College sent one of our students a lot of literature. They're using her quote from her digital badge in a book that they're creating on something with human environment interactions. I think it has to do with taking the Lorax and making it, I don't know, that's all elementary stuff. If you guys know, I don't read books, so that's in May, Sabrina Safadi and Derek Troxel accepted a proclamation from the Lehigh County Board of Commissioners and the County Executive honoring Lehigh County High Schools and their senior classes. So I just wanted to thank them for representing us. They did a fine job. We were able to finish the year with the senior awards ceremony and the senior picnic. I really want to thank everybody who participated and donated to the senior awards ceremony. I think you remember last year, I was very, very nervous that the money was not going to be there this year as a result of COVID and things. And boy, did people step up and donate money. And our students were able to walk away with a lot of money in scholarships. And it's very nice to see that we were able to pull that off, and that when times needed, Catasauqua steps up. We were able to also have Spirit Week for the last week of school. We will never do that again, but we were able to do it this year, and I was very proud of that. In particular, the last 28 hours of the school year, we had Spirit Day, prom, senior celebration, and graduation. And I just want to thank the many students and staff members who volunteered time to make that possible. Nothing went right. We had all this afternoon stuff scheduled for Spirit Day outside in the afternoon. Threat of rain the night before. I tell Mrs. Roseman we have to move everything indoors. And there was no complaining. There was a little complaining, but it's just about how the school year went. But we managed to get it done, and our kids had a great time, and we're probably going to follow a similar format next year because it went so well. And one last thing, because I don't think I've thanked this person enough this year. I just wanted to give a shout out to Dave Cressman and transportation. This year really could have been a nightmare in terms of LCTI, like coordinating our midday runs and things like that. And Dave did a phenomenal job. And I know we did a lot of shout outs earlier in the year, but here we were at the end of the year, and Dave just stepped up and handled things, and we didn't have to handle it. He just took care of it. And I just wanted to make sure that he was thanked for that. So thank you. That's my report.
Mr. Mall, do you have anything for the good of the order?
Yeah, I'll use some.
All right. Thank you.
Actually, when Jamie talked about the cell phone company, T-Mobile not knowing what cell phone tower or which pole they have, it's true. I've been on about 30 emails over the last 2 days, and it's funny because they're going back and forth. So I think we finally figured out which one it is. But so that, the project's going pretty well. We had our award ceremony last week, and one of the things I wanted to thank Mr. Bob, Mr. Spangler, and our board. We went through a lot this year, and every time I reach out to Bob for advice, support, dealing with athletics and us being able to play, he was always very supportive, and that obviously came from you guys as a board. We had a lot of league meetings, and we had a lot of issues. I don't want to say issues, but fighting, arguments amongst our other ADs in our league because everybody was all over the place. Some schools wanted to play, other schools didn't want to play, or different stuff like that. And we were always right there. And you guys always, I thought, had obviously the best interest of the kids, best interest in moving forward. And it was really thankful. I'm very thankful for that from you guys. So yeah, just appreciate all the help and support this year. And as Adam said, David Cressman did a great job with, we didn't have any issues with that. And yeah, so like Bob and I talked the other day that the first, whatever, up until like May, the school year, I don't want to say dragged on, but it just seemed like it took forever. And then we hit May 1st, and in the blink of an eye, the school year was over. And, so the kids were great. And so thank you guys for everything this year.
Excellent. Ms. Eastline.
Nothing at this time.
Mr. Bashop.
Wanted to say this for a little bit. There's and I don't know her name, but I want to thank the crossing guard at 14th and Race Street, right up here. Every day that's part of my commute, and I have never seen somebody with such a personality and care for the kids that cross the street. She stops traffic to make sure the bus can make the turns. I mean, she's out in the middle of the intersection, and on Race Street, I wouldn't do that. It's a hard time driving through that intersection, and she's out there, and it's just amazing. It's every day. She has a great personality, and she really is phenomenal out there. So I just want to put that out there. And as an educator, I can't thank everybody in this district enough for everything that you guys have done. I had the opportunity to sit down with Bob 2-3 weeks ago, and that was about 4 hours we talked, and it was just phenomenal hearing and seeing everything that's going on in this district. We talk about all the things that are going on, and You know, when you're actually in the buildings and you see what's going on, we took a tour of the elementary and the middle schools. It really, truly is happening with the staff. I mean, I saw who you and the crew you had going on, Mr. Government talking with you, and seeing the staff and everything that was going on for these children. We're not just saying it, you're not just saying it, it is truly happening in this district, and I am so proud to be on this board. I know everything that you guys have gone through, and I can't thank you enough for giving up your personal time to make things happen here. And I just hats off to the administrators, hats off to the staff of this district, from the cafeteria to teachers to busing to everything that's going on. I am just so proud to be part of this community, and I just can't thank everybody enough for everything that's going on. I just hope everybody gets some time to recharge, reboot. You all deserve it. And I just look forward to the project coming about. You know, thank you for your role, your lead in this, and just everything that's going to be coming up in the 2021-2022 school year. So congratulations, rest up, and look forward to seeing everybody again in August.
Looking forward to putting the 2021 school year into like remember when status. So with all the things that we've all been through, it was a great year despite all that, and I look forward to next year and the normality of next year. And have a great summer. Ms. Emmer.
I just want to thank Adam and his staff for an amazing graduation on Saturday. It was just amazing. I know the ladies behind the scenes, but and thank you guys for everything that you did as principals and supporting the teachers and long nights and things like that. But everyone had smiles on their faces when we saw them and talked to them. Just thank you, Mr. Mull, for all of your long hours as well. So, just thank you to everybody.
Thank you. Mr. Hine.
Yes, I also agree, graduation was really nice this year. Like Mr. Snow said to me, it was a normal graduation, it's what we usually do every year. And that I think was impressive, that we kind of threw it together, kind of late, but everything seemed to work out very well. And I am kind of in agreement with what maybe that'll be the, what we do every year.
Yeah. Thank you. Ms. Cunningham.
I'd like to congratulate the administration, the staff and teachers for a phenomenal school year.
Other than make sure when you leave, take some stuff with you. And thank you for approving the budget.
Thank you.
There really is all those pieces in it.
So we can have school next year?
We can have school next year. But I'm hoping for not a summer like last summer.
Fair enough. Thank you very much. Does Mr. Nur have anything for us over in the virtual world?
Next time.
I have nothing new to add for tonight, but I wish you all a wonderful summer.
Same to you, sir. That's right.
Yeah, being the last one, it's just like ditto. Thank you, board members and everyone for the kind comments, but it's honestly, this is a really humble group. Like, we just do it, we just make it, honestly, that's our culture here. We just get it done. We just do it. And I think that our goal from the beginning, sometimes just like, I can't believe how long it's been, but we decided to do what was best for kids and have a full parent choice model, knowing that there are parents who have concerns and we have models for them to choose. But we also have the full 5-day in-person model from day one. And I truly believe that our children and our community is better as a result of the everyday face-to-face interaction, the latitude that you as a board provide to us administratively to make decisions on behalf of our kids so that we can have recess so that we can have activities, we can have interaction, we can have, the social interactions that our children crave. And we provided it all year long, and that's because of your support. So it's a, two-way street, it's a full interaction between our community, our administrators, our entire staff, and it just really works. And when we set a good tone and build a good culture, we build capacity, and then we perform. So I appreciate your expectations that you give us, because we take that seriously, and we will always take that seriously and serve our community, and then the support that comes along with it. So thank you. Administration, you guys just built it this year. You guys lived it every day in your school buildings, making sure that kiddos arrive safely, that they had a rich day, a day that was just filled with interaction in a safe manner. And that's where it happens in our school buildings. The most important thing that happens every day in our school district is the interaction between our teachers and our kids in the classroom. And that's what we always remain focused on. And I'm very proud of that. So thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to ditto your thanks to the administration, to everybody. It's a team effort. And it's really apparent when you look at how successful we've been since this whole pandemic has hit. Parents, kiddos, staff, administration, board members, bus drivers, janitors, everybody. It's a team effort, and it just shows, like you said, the culture is really what drives it. And couldn't be prouder. Thank you very much for the excellent work on the budget. 0% increase. That's not common, and based on what I've been reading in the papers, there's been percentages tax increases. So for us to do that in such an uncertain year is just outstanding in my book. Kudos on graduation. It was excellent. Again, I'm for keeping the whole Saturday morning thing, but more to follow. Stay tuned, and hope everybody has a good summer. So with that, I'm going to move on to recognition of guests and visitors. Do we have anyone virtually?
We do
Other than
not.
Mr. Nerd. Okay. Sir, anything for the good of the order?
No, sit there.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, with that, our next meeting dates, as is common practice, we are going to not have a school board meeting in July. As sad as that, it's everyone. We'll pick it back up in August. August 10th is our school board meeting. Followed before that by August 4th, Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting at 3, Academics Committee at 4, and Athletic Committee meeting at 5. And with all that being said, I would like to have a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved. Cunningham.
Second? I'm going to say no.